Hello people, it's your boy Osman back again with another video. Manchester United 2, Burnley 2, and in case you're wondering why the video is so late, I went to the game last night, so obviously I couldn't record it last night, and today I've been busy with work, so yeah, that's the reason why it's so late. Anyways, first and foremost, sorry I didn't vlog it, I didn't have much battery, and also I just want to enjoy the game, to be quite frankly honest with you, without having the camera constantly in my face. Anyways, that aside, first and foremost, when I saw the lineup, I was absolutely livid. I'm not going to lie. Obviously, we didn't know anything about Martial. I didn't know he was injured. I still don't know. I still don't know why Bailly wasn't in the squad at least. To be honest with you, for me personally, Bailly should be played 100%. He was fantastic against Arsenal, and we need a bit of consistency. I said this under Jose Mourinho. We need consistency within the back four, because at the moment our back four is absolutely horrendous. How do you expect them to build any form of partnership if you're consistently chopping and chaining? Yes, I understand the squad rotation is important, but at the back it wasn't a necessity, especially against a team like Burnley where they're not going to tackle. Like, it wasn't really going to be a strenuous game for our defenders, and on top of that, Bailly hasn't played many games of late, so for me personally that was his mistake. But like I said, when I first saw the team lineup, I was very disappointed with Solskjaer. I just thought it played into the hands. If you watched my preview, I quite clearly said if Lukaku and Matt, I didn't even mention Matt's name in the equation because I wasn't even contemplating Matt, but I said if Lukaku's playing, it's going to play into their favour because he's going to want the ball to feet. He's not a winning runner in behind, and plus he hasn't got any pace. You know, the things that are going to cause them problems is pace, fluid movement, interchange of positions. That's the kind of thing that I was expecting going into this game. And it just didn't happen really, minus until Sanchez and Lingard came on very late in the game. But prior to that, it was very stagnant. The first half was really poor. Honestly, the first half was probably worse than some of the halves that we've had under Jose Mourinho. Rashford had an absolute sitter of a chance. Fair play to Lukaku, held the ball really well for him. But Rashford has to score that. A player in his form has to score that. For me personally, with the ability that Rashford has got, I actually think he was worse than Lukaku this game. I know a lot of people probably won't agree with that. I'm not saying in the sense that Lukaku necessarily offered more, because he wasn't great either. But from what I expect of Rashford, so what I expected Rashford is up here, and he was down here. What I expected Lukaku is about here, and he was just a bit below than what I expect. Because I don't have high expectations of Lukaku at the moment, because he's not really on fantastic form. He hasn't really played really well for us. I know he got just 2 assists against Arsenal, but in general, he hasn't really been setting the world alight. Rashford has been setting the world alight, hence why his expectations here. And sadly, he delivered half, if not less than half, of what I expect of him. So for me personally, in that sense, Rashford was definitely worse than Lukaku on the night. But take nothing away from Lukaku flaws from the game. He just makes us too predicted to play against. Basically, all was happening. I've got my board out for this because it's probably easier to explain. All that was happening, we was hitting the ball long to Lukaku, and he was just nodding it on for someone to run in behind off him. Honest to God, why was that our tactic? All we was doing is getting the ball here, just hitting it long to Lukaku and hoping Mato or Rashford or someone runs off him. Honest to God, it's so poor and basic football. It's very predictable, very easy to defend against, especially against a team like Burnley that are very compact. They're going to have players that are very good in the air. They haven't got players with much mobility or pace. We played practically into their hands. And what do you actually expect from this a Dyche team, Sean Dyche team? They're going to sit back, they're going to soak up pressure, and you know, hoping that they can cause a problem. To be fair, they didn't really cause a problem. We actually gave them both the goals. First goal was an absolute howler of a mistake. At the ground, I didn't actually see the goal. I missed it. I saw the finish because I went to the toilet. I actually missed the goal. I came back up, and whilst they were finishing it off. But yeah, just a very disappointing mistake there from Jones. Just what is he doing passing to Pereira? Pereira was absolutely pissed poor, I've got to say. When I first saw the team sheet and I saw Pereira's name for Herrera, I'm not going to sit here and be one of those people in hindsight saying Herrera should have played. Herrera and Lingard need rest. You need to rotate the squad. It's very important. So I don't disagree with him rotating the squad. I just don't think Lukaku and Mata, was ideal together. I think Pereira, I'm not going to argue on, because when I saw it initially, I thought it was an okay decision to make. I've been wanting him to get game time. He finally got an opportunity, and it comes down to the player at the end of the day. He didn't grasp his opportunity. But for me personally, Lukaku was a massive mistake. He slows down the game. Matra as well slows down the game. We weren't playing the brand of football we've been playing in previous weeks. Very high intensity, moving the ball quickly through the thirds. It was very lethargic. basically a Jose Mourinho performance, to be quite frankly honest with you. So in that sense, Solskjaer has to take a bit of responsibility, but hopefully he does learn from this and realises he can't play Mata, especially on the wing. Man, Mata, if he's not playing in calm, he shouldn't be playing for me personally. And also, Lukaku can't start as a number 9. I don't see why you would change Rashford and accommodate Lukaku for Rashford. If anything, if you really want to play Lukaku and rotate the squad, put him on the right wing, put Rashford down the middle, put Sancho on the left, and put Mata in number 10. If you really want to rotate the squad that badly, it didn't really make much sense for me playing Lukaku down the middle when Rashford has been so good. But anyways, yeah, so like I said, they went 1-0 up, and at this point I'm like, oh my god, we can still pull it back, but I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't massively confident. For me personally, this is basically what the game looked like for most of the game, but obviously Lukaku's movement was the thing that was really frustrating me. All he was doing throughout the whole game was basically this. You saw against Reading, I believe, when Sanchez got that assist, he made that run from here all the way across here. None of that. He was literally just doing this the whole game. I was looking at him. That's all he was doing. Like I said, against Reading, at least he made that run, and when Sanchez played it in, and he actually contributed to something apart from very basic movement. Honestly, God, it was very frustrating watching him. He wasn't the only player. Like I said, Mata, for me personally, what is the point of Mata playing on the right wing? Honestly, not. This is the 4th manager that's done it now. I don't understand why they're doing it. It's just, there's no logic to it. He's absolutely wasted on the wing. And I love Mata to bits, and I'm not going to sit here and criticise him overly, because he's not playing in his right position. He hasn't got the pace to play there. He's very predictable. He's never going to beat his man. He's going to always cut in. It's so easy to defend against, honestly. It's so basic. He's going to cut in. And just to add, the crossing was absolutely diabolical. I know a lot of people are criticising Luke Shaw, but Ash Young has so many crosses, and especially in the second half, what was he doing? He hit the defender every single time. And just again, it was just very frustrating, because we had opportunities to do something and we just didn't have that quality to create that chance. But like I said, they went 2-0 up, which was absolutely baffling. They put one cross into the box. One cross into the box is a bloody score. We literally, I'm not even exaggerating, we put about 30 crosses into the box, right? We barely won a header. I know Lukaku had those 2 very good attempts that he didn't save. God knows how he saved them, but minus that, like, honestly, God, we didn't look like we were going to score. I'm not going to lie, we did not look like we were going to score. And to be honest with you, I was sat there, half the ground is emptying. As soon as they scored, half the fans are leaving. Like, honestly, got so many fans left, which just shows the lack of belief in the fans. I don't understand why they were leaving, to be honest with you. Obviously, we stayed. Yeah, so at 2-0 down, I'm thinking, oh my God, please bring Sanchez and Lingard on. Eventually, I think Lingard came on prior to them scoring the second goal, but Lingard came on straight away, injected a bit of pace. Although he wasn't necessarily impacting the game directly, his movement off the ball, which is something he's well credited for, was there for show. Honest to God, he was pulling the defenders in areas that do not want to go, and that was creating space for Mata in particular, who was really you know, benefiting from Lingard being on the pitch. In number 10, and obviously in his more favoured position, he looked a lot better. On the right wing, he was absolutely horrendous, I'm not going to lie, but in the middle of the pitch, he actually looked okay. He was taking the ball, he was moving the ball quickly, he could pop the ball to Lingard, he was playing the ball quickly back to him. It looked like a better team straight away. There was more balance to the team. It's just common sense. I'm not going to criticise him for resting Lingard, because for me personally, Lingard, he's had 2 very intense games, so I'm not surprised if he'd rested Lingard, because him and Herrera in particular are both absolute workhorses. So to be fair, they probably did need a rest, but my frustration is more for the fact that him putting Rashford out of position. He should have put Rashford down the middle, Lukaku on the right and Sanchez on the left. And also Sanchez came on, he contributed to the second goal. The first goal coming from a penalty decision, basically the guy taking out Lingard. I've not seen any replays, so I can't really discuss if it was a penalty. From where I sat, it looked like a stonewall penalty. We should have had a penalty before it for a handball. Not sure how the linesman's not seen it. We also did have a penalty what was given as a free kick. Well, the referee gave it as a penalty, then the linesman, from what I'm aware of, again, I'm not seeing any replays, gave it as a free kick. Again, from where I was sat, it did look like a free kick, so I'm not going to, again, I'm not seeing replays, so I'm not going to go into that one in too much detail, but the handball one for me, from where I was sat, looked like a stonewall penalty. He eventually gave a penalty. Pogba dispatched it at 2-1, 87th minute. I was like, please just snatch a draw. And we was at that point, we didn't really deserve to win the game anyways, because we didn't create enough chances for me, or we didn't play good enough, in my personal opinion. Yeah, obviously our defence let us down. How can we concede 2 goals against such a poor team? But at the end of the day, we've got to at least do our job on the other side of the pitch as well. But We got that second goal in deep in stoppage time. I think it was at the 91st minute. And to be fair, Sanchez, a lot of people criticise him saying he didn't really do much, but you got to credit him for his movement. Everyone says about Lingard's movement off the ball. Sanchez was doing the exact same thing. Yes, there was a couple of things that were frustrating about Sanchez when he did come on, but his movement off the ball, again, similar to Lingard, dragging players out of position that they don't want to be in, opening spaces for other people because of his movement, unselfish movement. Something Lukaku was not doing enough of, for me personally. And to be fair, in general, he doesn't do enough of it. Anyway, Sanchez winning the header, something Lukaku. Did Lukaku win a header in the box? I'm not looking at the stats. Don't remember Lukaku winning a header in the box. Sanchez coming on, wins a header. Very good save from Heaton again. And before I could even react to his save, Lindelof with his first goal, who was again very well drilled, and overall solid performance for Lindelof, gets the second goal. And at this point, I'm not gonna lie, 3 minutes on the clock, and it was absolutely bouncing, including myself, was going mental. And not because obviously because we scored, but I genuinely thought we might be able to nick a third, because we had enough time to do it. 3 minutes is enough time, and we were all over them. You can see by the body language of the Burnley players when they conceded the second goal, they were all panicking. Sean Dyche was like, head, don't lose your head sort of thing, obviously concentrate, that kind of thing. But their body language was not positive when that second goal went in. All of that players' head dropped, and they're lucky we didn't score earlier, because if we scored that first goal earlier, obviously that's a given, but if we scored it earlier, it looked like they wouldn't have had the mental strength to hold on, because they were flipping struggling within just to hold on for 3 minutes. But just one other thing I do want to add is the referee had an absolute nightmare. I don't normally criticise referees, because at the end of the day we get a lot of decisions as well going our way, but calm the hell on. There were so many bizarre free kicks he gave away, and Heaton was wasting time after time after time, and he didn't get yellow card. I can't believe he did not get yellow card. I know this is nitpicking and it didn't really impact the game that much, but it's just a bit baffling how he didn't get yellow card. It's just a bit bizarre. But regardless of that, we didn't deserve the 3 points. I'm not gonna lie, we didn't play good enough. But what I will say is, if we had a proper defense, we would have won that game 1 or 2-0, because Burnley, to be honest with you, didn't really create many opportunities. Yeah, they had a couple of half chances, but nothing of actual merit. We gave them 2 goals, which is the most frustrating thing. Yes, I know it's frustrating that we didn't do enough going forward, but on another day we would have said it wasn't a great performance, but we got the 3 points, which is what would happen if we were a proper team. At the moment, the defense is letting us down. You know what, the attack can have an off day. Yes, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer made a couple of wrong decisions, but it's days like that your defense have to bail you out, and they didn't do that, sadly. They hardly had anything to deal with, and when they were, asked questions, they were flipping poor, and they let us down, basically, quite frankly, honest with you. So in that sense, it's very frustrating. Like I said, the attack can have an off day. We've had 8 games prior to this that we've been very, very good. We're going to have a game like this. These are the ones that you need to just scrape through, but sadly, we couldn't do that today. Criticism for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer regarding team selection, but overall, hopefully it's a lesson learned for him, and hopefully we can bounce back against Leicester, because we couldn't really afford to drop points against a team that Burnley at home. But it happens, I guess. I'm not overly frustrated, because if anything, we got a point that we didn't deserve in the end, because with 4 minutes to go on the clock, I didn't expect us to get anything out of the game. So in that sense, we kind of salvaged something. If we were 2-0 up, obviously, if we dropped, then that would be a different story. I'm not trying to, sugarcoat this. We shouldn't be dropping points against Burnley at home, but what I'm saying is that point might come in handy, because we shouldn't have got it in the end. But yeah, nevertheless, hopefully you've enjoyed the video. If you agree with what I'm saying, drop a like. If you don't, by all means, drop a dislike. Feel free to subscribe if you're new. If you watched to the end, just write your comments in the flipping comment section, because it would be nice. Anyways, that aside, it's been your boy Osman. Kill United! Come on!